Yeah, I didn't know about it until I moved out here to LA either. It's a Cuban spot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's something that people won't even tell you about till you're like a local. Like, like you have an address here, go to Porto's.
Yeah, you'll be here for like 2-3 years before you even find out what it is.
I had like a guava cream cheese Danish or something last time, and I'm like, all right, I need to come back here. And also their lunches, not bad. Like you can get a little sandwich, salad, soup, whatever you want, and it's pleasant. It's like a classy Panera.
Yeah.
All this was at Porto's?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yo, their bag is deep.
Yeah, it is.
Their bag.
They got a deep bag.
There's a place out in, or Porto's out in the Covina area. When I was out there, it was a giant Porto's. Like they had the biggest parking lot out of any Porto's I've ever seen in this area. And people were lining up trying to get their lunches because they had a spot for like the normal food and then the bakery stuff.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I remember during COVID times, they started opening up delivery. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll do delivery. You come to my car. Nope. It was still just like the parking situation was a mess. So
that's everywhere here.
Yeah. You know, I want to say the best Porto's is probably the one in Anaheim. Because there's so much, there's a lot of parking, there's a lot of retail, so you don't even know about it. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. You got to be here.
I've always just door dashed it. I'm not gonna hold you.
Like, I'm not trying to mess with parking right now and people.
Look, if it's like prime hours and it's not for jiu-jitsu or something, I'm not leaving the house. I'm not.
I actually, I think I said this on the podcast before. Who were we talking about Porto's with? We talked to somebody shortly about it. I don't know if it got erased or not. It might have been the one we were talking about. They got erased.
It was Trevor.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we're talking about Trevor. Anyways, my point in saying all this was I lost weight on port. I lost like 100 pounds, like I would say 50 of that doing Porto's every day.
Oh, my God. First of all, RIP your budget. Second of all, congrats on, that weight loss. That's
I didn't pay. No, the studio paid for it. I didn't pay for it.
Then even better. Because I was going to say, if it's you paying for it, God.
No, that's why I work contract work. I don't ever pay for my food. I get a weekly food stipend. I get a housing allowance,
Same. I have a company card. Like, here, take that. Just write it off as an expense.
They only do that for me whenever I leave town. I need to get my job game up. That's crazy.
No, and when last time my boss was here, just kind of traveling with me and just seeing what I was up to, I made him take us to Erewhon.
Where?
Erewhon.
What is that?
The bougie grocery store that has valet parking.
I've never heard of it.
What? Hey, yo.
They got like $30 juices and stuff there. I mean,
yeah, that's why I've heard of it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've heard of it.
Too bougie for us.
That's out of my bracket.
I mean, I don't even like going to Gelson's.
Right. So I only get that. I'm like, my boss is in town, so let's get it on company dime,
Yeah. No, that's what it is. Speaking of company dime, I imagine the New Year's. They got you working hard? What's going on?
Oh, my God. Company restructuring and, had the unfortunate news this past week that, I lost some coworkers due to restructuring. And I have a new boss now. Okay. I think, the relationship I had with my boss was kind of a unique one. He's one of those guys that's like, he's unbothered. He has 11 kids, so he's like the most unbothered person.
Yeah.
Former Mormon, But I have one that I now have a boss that is California based, which is good. I haven't lived in the same state as my boss in years.
Okay, yeah, that's probably
so this is nice, and I think we'll get along just fine. It's a new structure. We have a, different team structure. Everybody's got their own different roles too. Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You have any goals for your like jiu-jitsu or more like martial arts life?
Oh, man. Yeah. I would love to get back into competing this year. It didn't happen for me last year because, I switched gyms so many times. And, I'm still pretty new to LA, even though I'm coming up on a year finally. Okay. So at least doing one competition and let's try to earn more stripes on that belt, too. I just got the one, which, it meant the world to me. So.
When did you get promoted to blue belt?
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Early last year, right before I moved to LA. It was my last class, and they're just like, we have a surprise. And I'm just like, oh my God, I am not worthy right now. I was like crying because it was my last day at that gym. And, you know, I was with such a good training group, our 6:30 crew. We were just in there bright and early. So, you know, it was really, truly special for me. So it's my anniversary of that.
It's kind of, when I got promoted, kind of the same thing. They were like, when are you leaving? And I told them when I was leaving. And then it's like the last week. It was nice. I got it the last week. But I think that was only because Master Holker Gracie was going on a trip like the day I was leaving or something like that. Mm-hmm. So.
And the week after I left, they had a big belt promotion ceremony that I probably would have been a part of. But, you know, I was leaving. So I'm like, no, I probably won't be there.
Yeah.
It's always crazy leaving gyms just because, like you said, you in the 6:30 class got like real cool.
Oh yeah, we were a tight knit group.
Yeah, I've gone to so many gyms and just like now I keep up with so many people on Instagram and their jiu-jitsu journey, and then whenever you see them promoted, you're like, oh, I wish I was there.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. I saw some of my old teammates got promoted to like brown belt and black belt, and I'm just like, oh my God, good for them, you know. Because that's dedication. That's true dedication.
To be there that long. Mm-hmm. So you've switched gyms a few times now.
Yeah. So I was with 2 gyms when I was back in Denver. And in this past year that I've been in LA, I'm on my 3rd gym. Okay. And each gym has had, you know, this little special things that I've taken away from it. But for the most part, like it's been... all I want is to find like a solid gym that I can call my home, and I haven't yet, but I'm still working on that. I think I found it. We'll see. I'll feel it out.
Fingers crossed.
I know. It's, I mean, it's really hard, especially here, because you have to deal with like, there's so many gyms that are in the area, but you know, for the convenience factor, I don't want to be too far away from home. Mm-hmm. You got to have like decent parking now. Oh, yeah. And then, you know, I really want a gym full of women, and I think I found a pretty solid gym with like really good female competitors. So that's really awesome. What I want.
Yeah, no, Ray's solid. Why am I forgetting my favorite girls? Serena's solid. Mm-hmm. I was like,
solid. She's fantastic. Yeah.
You know, Audrey, she's only 16, but you know, if you end up making it your home, she's gonna be a solid. She's probably a solid competitor for you right now.
Yeah, it's been great.
She's so technical. Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna name names, but I know there's some grown men in that gym that don't like that roll with Audrey.
Yeah.
What, you scared?
Yeah. It's funny.
They won't admit it, but I see it in their eyes. I've seen it.
You can kind of tell, like, you know, so when some men don't want to roll with women. Like I get it. You know, you could be a much bigger guy or something, or you don't want to lose to someone so technical. I don't know. You'd rather Neanderthal your way through moves.
Yeah. Mine is always, we've talked about it before, it's just like, I don't want to hurt you and I don't want to sweat on you. Like,
you're fine.
That's why I don't want to roll with women.
Have you seen how much he sweats?
Yeah.
Yes, we've rolled together, and I think I've choked him out a couple times.
Yes. We had a no-gi class, and it was just me and her. Yeah. And so it was my sweat. I feel so bad.
No, don't feel bad. I signed the waiver. I know what I'm getting myself into, and you're not the only man that's ever sweat on me.
Okay.
You're good.
You know what's funny is I've always been the sweaty guy, and then I met JaySin, and then no one talked about how sweaty I was. I was like, this is lit. I'm taking him everywhere with me.
That's why you keep me here. I was wondering what it was.
Make you look better.
Yeah, I'm sweaty, but look.
Look at this sweaty motherfucker over here.
No, it's not a problem. You know what you're getting into. This is a very intimate contact sport, so.
Your process for transferring to a new gym or moving to a new gym, how do you go about picking that? Like, what do you think you look for?
I think I'm giving it, a lot of time, and I'm pretty sure I have found my home so far. Okay. So, when I first moved out here, I was just excited to get back to training. We drove 17 hours to get here from Denver, and the first week I was here, I was already shipped off on a plane to go to a company conference for an entire week. Yeah, so it's like, I haven't slept in my own bed for, 8 days at that point. So that was a lot. And I was just dying to get back. So I saw that Renzo Gracie had a special for beginners in the new year, and it was like $50 a month for 3 months or something. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it. Let's just, ask about it. It's been ads that have been coming up on my Facebook and Instagram. So just.
Still?
I haven't seen it in a couple weeks, but I have seen like New Year's special and stuff.
Hey, that's not what I got, but hey.
So I was really dying to get into it. And, took a tour of the gym and, the space. I'm like, okay. I see some women that are training, and my first class was a no-gi, and I really liked it. It was a shock to my system a little bit, in a way where I'm, trying to get used to the way that these instructors teach.
Yeah.
So, if you switch gyms so many times, there's so many new things that you need to learn at each place. So that was a learning curve. I was used to learning Jiu Jitsu a certain way in Denver.
Yeah.
And then having to learn it in a different way in this place. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is such a learning curve. And I, truthfully have never felt more like insecure. I've never felt so like, shit, I don't know anything, know? Yeah. And that was also like a mental factor to get over too. That's the truth bomb, the honest truth bomb too. So I was just dying to get in there without seeing if it'll be a good fit for me. Okay. And I think the style of teaching, there are so many good instructors there, like, props to everybody there. It just wasn't fitting the way that I was thinking. Yeah. And with that being so many people at all times, like the 7 a.m.s, the noons, and I didn't even think about wanting to come in the evenings. I'm like, nope, I can't deal with this parking situation. And just so many people, No. So, that's just kind of how I got started here. And, I gave it a good 3 months. And then there was another one that is no longer around. It's Checkmat in Hollywood. That was nice because it was like 4 blocks away, easy to walk early in the morning. It was I had to cross the the Walk of Fame, which, during the day, I don't go down that road. Yeah. No, you don't. During the day, I like absolutely avoid it. But early mornings, I'm like, oh yeah, this is chill. Yeah. So but that sadly had to close down, and now I'm at A-side.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy that a Checkmat closed down. I didn't even know, because they're pretty popular, like.
Academy, yeah.
They are. And, shout out to Professor Jay or Lacerda. He was really good. He was getting started in the country, and, unfortunately, like, situations happen and it didn't work out for him and the rest of the students. There were, I wanted to say like 25 to 30 overall, and they had been around for a few months. And, it just broke my heart when it's like, guys, I have to close down. And, I met so many solid people there. Unfortunately, there was probably 1 or 2 other women in the entire, like, academy at that time, which it was hard for me because I'm like, there's nobody my size. Yeah. So I had to go up against these heavyweight white belts, which is fine. They were nice to me, but, I'm, like, surviving. Yeah.
You mentioned, like, finding, like, gyms with women your size, or like enough women for you to roll with, is like hard for you. Like, whenever you're going to these gyms, have you looked in advance, and like, have you seen a lot of like the communities around like LA that are like women's jiu-jitsu?
Yes and no, but I think the number one thing that I was looking for was like the convenience factor. Like, is it close to my house? You know, is it a place that I can like go in the morning and not have to worry about a really long commute to come to and fro? Yeah. So, I think checking out like the Instagram pages to see if they're posting any women, if like Renzo Gracie, I think they had like a belt promoting ceremony right before I joined. Okay. So I kind of looked to see who was in the crowd too, and there was quite a bit of women at the time that did get promoted, that was good. Yeah. Yeah. But it is really hard to find people my size, especially women too. But a man my size is fine. Yeah. Yeah.
As long as he's not doing the Neanderthal thing.
Oh, no, don't do Neanderthal shit.
That seems to be a theme, that is just finding good training partner that's the right size for you, whether you're bigger or smaller. It just feels like that's kind of a struggle within a jiu-jitsu practitioner's journey.
Well, yeah, I agree with that too. Especially, and find someone that's like your strength match, because sometimes it can be a strength match.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it is subjective, because I've gone to like gyms in other cities where one of the smallest dudes on the mat with like a really extensive wrestling background is the one who's like, hey, do you want to go?
Yeah.
And like at first it's kind of surprising, but whenever you get into the round and you feel that wrestling background, you get it.
Yeah.
So I've kind of tried to get away from like judging people by their size and just kind of judging them based on their technique. Like at this point, I have my purple belt. Neanderthaling my way through it isn't as it is an option. It's not really what I want to be. You know what I mean?
Same.
So I've built on my technique, and the whole like, if I get stuck, I have this strength option is there. But at the end of the day, whenever I'm in class, whenever I'm rolling with my teammates, that's not my goal.
No, and that's good. And you know, being at a purple belt level now, I think you're at a point where you have a pretty defined technique that is uniquely yours. So, you know, that's something that I'm still like trying to find too. Like I'll try a few things, but you know, it's all trial and error, right?
Oh yeah. And it's funny because you haven't like really noticed it yet, but as you go from gym to gym, you're, like you said, you're picking these things up. Eventually, whenever you get stuck at a gym, you're gonna realize like, okay, I do this. Like, it could be anything. Like, I do this differently than they do it, and I yield certain results just because it's not what they're looking for. It's not how the professor taught them. It's not, and it's just something that becomes your little secret, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. There's this thing I picked up from Javier Lovato Jr. on just passing, just kind of knee cut passing, where traditionally they'll tell you never come, like if you're passing the person's in front of you, never come across to this collar and kind of go that what is it? It's not a crossface. What is that called? Like we were talking about before, like the paper cutter choke, when that arm is across the neck.
Oh, I still pretty much call it a frame.
Okay. Yeah, so where they frame, instead of grabbing the far side lapel to knee cut across, you grab kind of the near side lapel and you kind of frame out their neck, and that frame of the elbow blocks their shoulder and you can push them back down. Gives you enough time to go around the north-south. Now, am I going to use that all the time? No. If I'm teaching that to a class, I'm not going to teach that to a class. Why? One, because it's not going to be applicable for everyone in every scenario. And until that person is in a competitive standpoint or in a moment where they know they can use it, they're not going to be able to even apply that, right? So it's like you were saying, is that technique of like, that technique may not work at one specific school, but it does work for me specifically in that scenario under those circumstances.
Yeah. Like it's technique's weird because body types are so different. It's not going to work the same for everyone. Some people may need to get more distance created. Some people need different things to get different moves off. So like little tweaks from school to school, like if you had someone that's your body type at another school that showed you something, they're not necessarily going to teach you that way. It doesn't mean it's not right though.
Yeah. One thing I pick up from bigger guys is always that frame. They always love just laying that frame on your face, your neck. They love just like, let me grind into you.
Yep. Can attest.
Well, I'll say this much. I think I'm pretty unique in like the big guy sphere because I like barambolos and inverting and shit. Like a lot of big guys don't like that shit.
That's why I fuck with
That's
you.
true.
Most big guys are just like, yeah, bro, you're about to fail me for 5 minutes.
Yep.
So you said you were training in Colorado for a while, right?
Yeah.
How much different would you say like the jiu-jitsu culture is there compared to here, or if it isn't any different?
So it's really interesting. The previous gym I was at is very MMA focused too. There were a lot of MMA fighters that trained at my previous gym because it was the home of the Elevation Fight Team, which has a bunch of the big UFC fighters.
Yeah.
So a lot of the fighters that are in the area come and train. They come do sessions with some of the coaches.
Okay.
So a lot of what I learned was very like MMA flavored.
Yeah.
And also having instructors that were previously wrestlers and, you know, growing up and then having that little bit of flavor too to go into jiu-jitsu is, that's kind of how I learned. But then transitioning to a school that's completely just jiu-jitsu, I'm like, oh my God, there was no like, there's not this setup, there's not this little like factor to it. So it was different. I'm so used to learning it with an MMA flavor and twist to it. Okay. And I kind of miss it, to be honest. So.
Oops. What was that?
That was me scooting my chair back.
Okay.
And
okay.
Called on it. I was like, whoa.
I was like, the sky's falling.
God.
But,
it is LA, earthquakes, baby.
Right.
but no, I get that, because so one thing that the main reason I left A side was just to train Muay Thai, pretty much, and I'm getting that at Renzo's, but because my like sports background is what it is, it was a bunch of heavy weightlifting and loud rock music, and I grew up on in a farm town. Like I grew up with a bunch of.
Where'd you grow up?
Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Okay.
And then, but like it's a bunch of like, for lack of a better word, rednecks.
Right. So. No, I was born and raised in the Midwest. I get it.
Wait, where at?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Des Moines, Iowa. I'm so happy I'm not there now.
Indiana for me. So.
Oh my God.
Look at this, a bunch of country books.
Yeah, I'm a country bumpkin, low key. But
I'm not. I don't know them.
She's like, I'm from there, but I am not there.
No, I mean, I grew up in the city, so I'm like, I don't really know rural culture. Yeah. Not really, except for when I went to college, and everybody is from like every part of the state of Iowa that goes to this university, and it's like you get to meet a little bit of everyone. Yeah. So, but it's been an experience, and it's been a change for sure. Anyway,
I just gravitate towards like meathead gyms. Like I know they're out there. Those are the ones that I get there. I'm like, yeah.
I understand the appeal. Sometimes it's like a comfort factor too.
Yeah. The gym I'm checking out now is Misfits, and they what's really cool about it is I've always felt like a misfit. I always felt like an outcast, and they seem to have that same vibe. So it's really nice, and it's nice because like you were talking about Renzo's, they got all these extra amenities. They got a weight room. They got like cold plunge, sauna. The only problem is it's not close.
Yeah, I know. It's in. There's another one up there too, Checkmate Northridge.
Okay.
Former teammates of mine from Checkmate Hollywood have gone to the Northridge one, and it's like 45 minutes away from me. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing that drive.
Do you ever go around and do open mats on the weekends to check things out like that?
I have done a couple of open mats, and one of my favorite ones has been like an all women's open mat down at Art of Jiu Jitsu, AOJ, Mendez Brothers gym.
Okay.
So that one was a lot of fun.
I asked just because that's what I use my weekends for, is going out to like, I would go out to Northridge. Actually, I'm going to be out there a lot, actually.
Do it. Yeah. Let me know how that goes. No, I want to chill on my weekends. I did work out this morning just because I'm like, okay, I want to work out before I, come and sit here with you guys.
Honestly, for me, like, I have to do a bunch of shit I don't like during the week. Like going to jiu-jitsu on the weekend is like a relaxing thing to me, is like backwards as it sounds. But yeah, no, I need it. Like you said, whenever I was like, hey man, how you doing? He's like, it's one of them weeks when you don't have a gym to go to. It's Saturday, Sunday, I'll go. I need it.
Go ahead. I was like, it's crazy because I say that and I have plenty of gyms I can go to. It's just like, when you're in that transition phase and you like have to fill out new training partners, just like I don't get to play the way I normally want to play, and I just want to play. And I don't feel like doing this whole hi, nice to meet you. Hi, this is me. I'm not gonna hurt you. Hey, can we be friends? Hey, do you like me?
I'm
enough?
new here.
Yeah, I don't feel like doing all that.
That's what took me so long to get into Renzo's. Like, because I remember I was telling you I'm gonna go for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Every time I drove by, the fucking parking situation was crazy. And then like I'm not really interested in the other amenities. Like, I'm not like a super clean freak, but like certain things I don't want to share with people. Like I don't want to share a cold tub with somebody. I'd rather just have a cold tub that me and my lady use. But
I agree.
But yeah, now that I'm in there, everyone's super nice, but there is that learning curve of getting to know everyone there. I'm fucking terrible with names. It's going to take me like 3 months, and I swear there's like 5,000 people.
There's a lot of people there.
I think I don't like big academies anymore. I really don't. I feel like just a number at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I felt like, maybe 1 or 2 instructors when I was at Henzo's actually took the time to know my name.
Yeah.
And I did meet a lot of really cool people and a lot of really awesome women there, but I just don't like going somewhere where I just feel like a number,
I feel you. I'm gonna go at the same time every night. My schedule doesn't allow me to train in the mornings, which I wish I could train all day. Honestly,
hey, mornings have been a game changer. It's like I get up and, suffer through it, walk out, and it's like, yeah, this is the best day ever.
It's interesting you say you don't want to feel like a number. Mm-hmm. I think that's exactly what I want to feel like.
You want to feel like a number? You kind of just want to be anonymous and not really known?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to bang, bro. Let's go.
But that's the thing is, at these bigger gyms, what I've realized is if you just want to bang and you bang, you don't become a number. They actually value you in a way, right?
True.
And so, but it's not the gym politics of like, oh, does the professor like me? Or like, who's his favorite? Or who's paying for privates and getting that extra attention? It's very much, can you do jiu-jitsu? Are you here? Are you doing jiu-jitsu? Because if it is, then you're going to go far here and we're going to help you out. We're going to push you. But I feel like in smaller gyms, it's very much of like, well, I want you to do what I want you to do. And so you're not a number. So I'm going to watch you, and then we expect you to be a certain way, and I am who I am, right?
Right.
And I stand by this. I'm 36 years old. I'm not going to kowtow or be a bitch to no man. Like, I'm just not. I don't care if you're a black belt or not. It's just not who I am.
Right.
So
I understand. I totally do. And there is a fine line, I guess for me, between feeling like a number and feeling like, I am getting some attention on me. I have a professional career that I will prioritize. So, that definitely comes before jiu-jitsu.
And it should.
Yeah, and no one's getting in the way of me and my money right now. But, it feels like, I don't know. I just want to go in, play around, get better. It's a workout to me. And if I happen to compete, so be it. I'll work towards that. I am goal-oriented.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be lost in a crowd where, I am just a number and they just have a price tag on me at the end of the day. And that's just what they see. I would like, to have some kind of relationship with the person that's teaching me. I would like to have a relationship with training partners, because I know having really good training partners at the end of the day that can tell you what's up is, more valuable to me than anything. Like, I think that's the kind of relationship I value the most.
We don't even train enough together. It's always like, hey, man. I think last week I was like, you want to train? He's like, yeah. And I was like, hey, bro, I got to edit the podcast. I'm sorry. Last minute. Like, I just like, fudge.
And it's different. So I'm like, as I've gone to different gyms, when people first see me, like I know that I'm noticed, but when they see me roll, I'm received differently. Like, I've never like gone to a gym or like been ignored for long, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes it's kind of, I find it a little annoying, but it depends on how they've approached me.
Sure.
Like, if they approach me and it's immediately like, come to our gym and we'll turn you into the finest competitor the lands can. I'm not even in jiu-jitsu for that. I'm not a competitor. Like, I think at the end of the day, I'm probably going to be a teacher. But like, if they're like, I guess it's just the energy that they give me. Like, if it's a friendly energy and then we get along and we vibe and you're a nerdy dude, like I'm a nerdy dude, or we get along on some level, then I'll come to the gym. But and I'm talking about with the professor,
Sure.
Not necessarily the student. So I get what you mean on like having a bond with your, like, who's teaching you.
Yeah.
Because it's always rubbed me the wrong way when I've gone to gyms and they're just like compete, because I know that's them looking to benefit off of me. Because at the end of the day, when you compete, you gather up all these points, and then it goes to the school. And then when it goes to the school, at the end of the tournament, they say, oh, which school went? Like, that's a lot of publicity in certain tournaments. You know? So that's just where I stand on it.
It's not always a bad thing either to have your name attached to a big school, but I do understand that it's just something that you would just be associated with at the end of the day, and it's not objectively wrong for a school to want to push its students to compete. Like, that's great if you have a great competition team. That's awesome, but there are people that purely want to do this as a hobby too,
or just want to do this to spread the martial art as a teacher.
Sure. Go
ahead.
Honestly, what I've been thinking about has nothing to do with competition.
Okay.
I was thinking about something completely left field. So if you had something
I love left field. Let's go.
Let's do it.
What do you think about like the Jiu Jitsu swag? Like, because we were talking about the last episode, and I'm about to start asking everyone. Like,
It depends. Are we talking about like normal T-shirts, or are we talking about like, I don't know, necklaces or bracelets?
No, we talking rash guards in your gis, like the people.
I'm all for it.
Oh yeah,
I'm all for it. Like cool rash guards, like hell yeah. Nothing makes me want to go train more if I get a cool rash guard. You know,
that's what I'm saying. And it sucks because for the big guys we have. What do you want? Blue, black, purple, like you get the basic colors. Yeah. And then this fucking guy comes in with all of his like yellows and greens.
Or the women's stuff is like dope.
That's what I'm saying.
The women's rash guards and like jiu-jitsu gear is really freaking cool.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that's kind of what's like made me gravitate towards no-gi more. It's just all the cool anime like gis and stuff that they have.
I think we can find you some good colorful gis, bro. I'm telling you, Sandoval, like they're cheap, they're underrated, but they have some elasticity in their
Well, I'm glad you brought it to this page with my bad handwriting on it from last time, because I was like, what are those fucking websites?
I mean, I have a really nice peach one that I got for Christmas, and I haven't like breaking it out yet because I haven't had time to train. Between work, being sick, and then life in general. But I'm stoked to be out there in a pink gi.
Me, it's I can't wait to just have you seen those ones where you open it and it has like the Aztec like
yes, I want one. There's one what was it? War Tribe gear. Yes. I love that brand. There's a women's one with like a reaper in it, and there's one with like bubble art, like abstract bubble art in it. It's sick. Okay. They have a lot of really good ones for men too.
So I think I've seen that. They have one where it's like an Aztec warrior, and then I've seen another one with
Spartan
Anubis.
warrior or something.
Yeah. And there's the one with Anubis I want so bad because I have an Anubis tattoo.
Dude.
So
you know what's really funny? I don't think I've even told you this. You know the logo
he has an Anubis tattoo too.
For my production company, J Cinema, the mascot and logo is an Anubis head.
That's awesome. I was gonna be like, you have a Anubis tattoo too?
I thought about it.
Like best friends.
There you go.
The only reason why I haven't gotten one is there's a lot of reasons for it, but I have thought about getting a specific tattoo.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully you can find some cool jiu-jitsu swag.
Oh yeah. I'm on a mission now. I'm asking everybody their websites and everything just because every website I go to it stops like 14 sizes under me. So
nah, bro. So what we're gonna do? Here's our plan right here, right now. I got the strategy. We're gonna order some white gis, some Sandoval white gis that fit you, right?
Okay.
Then we're gonna dye them whatever color you want. Then we'll get custom patches to cover over the Sandoval gi patches, and now we got our custom gis.
That sounds like a lot of work, but I'm with it.
It's gonna be less than $100.
I'm with it.
I've already done it on a few things. So
I'm about to get a New York Giants logo on
do it.
all my what's it called? Actually, not until they're good. I don't want that bad juju.
So I felt about the Broncos. R.I.P. their season.
So yeah, you were talking last time that you're a sports fan. Who is your team? Is it Broncos?
I am a Colorado sports fan.
Okay.
Yes, I do root for the Denver Broncos. I'm really big into college sports. I went to Iowa State University. Go Cyclones. So Yeah, I mean, I'll cheer for the Nuggets.
Okay.
Always.
Oh, yeah. So I've been a Nuggets fan since they had Melo.
Yes.
That's the only one I know who the Nuggets are.
I remember his jerseys coming out, and like my classmates at the time had like the freshest Carmelo Anthony jerseys. I'm like, that's really cool, you know.
Okay.
I respect your style, dog.
But yeah, I mean, I do like football a lot, and we'll cheer for the Nuggets for sure.
Okay.
For basketball, Nuggets and Sixers, I don't know why. I know they're completely different sides of the country, but those are my two right there.
Okay.
Yay.
And when they won, I lost my mind.
When they swept the Lakers, I lost my mind. I was wearing my Nuggets hat all week in the gym. I'm like, if someone talks to me, I can fight. You try to go.
Say something.
Say something.
Exactly.
Yes.
I was a little hurt because I am a LeBron fan, but at the end of the day, let's go Nuggets.
Yes. Go Nuggets.
All right. I'm a LeBron fan too, and for the longest time I was just a fan of whatever team he was on. But then he came to LA. I was born and raised in LA. I'm a Lakers fan. There's no way I can get out of it.
Right.
But when he came to Lakers fan, I was like, when he came to the Lakers, I was like, yeah, you got me now. We're here. We're here forever.
It's crazy because like, even though like, because at this point LeBron's been a Laker for a minute, it's still Kobe's Lakers to me.
It's
like,
yes.
It's 100% always Kobe's Lakers, but you know,
It's Mamba season right now, 2024.
That's right. That's
That hurts.
right.
It does. But I feel a little energy in there. I don't know, maybe I'm just me, but I just feel like there's a little energy in there. If you're willing to focus and tap into it, some spirit of that's out there in this universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to like get back into that killer instinct I had as an athlete in terms of just like being dedicated to what the fuck I want to do. So essentially the goal is to get up at 5:30, hit the gym for an hour, go to work, and then train at night.
Okay.
And we've been doing the work and training part, the 5:30 in the morning part.
That's rough. Like,
yeah.
you know, I didn't used to be a morning person, but then realizing that it worked best for my schedule and it's like the best me time that I could have in the morning. So I will be in there before I do anything.
When I get back, you don't get texts and phone calls at 5 a.m. until you say, bro, stop hitting me up because I'm ready to go.
Do you want to do an accountability group chat? Because I'm up there.
I'm ready to go, bro.
I'm down. Just give me some time to get my shit together.
Just do it like gradually. Just get up earlier each week and see what you can accomplish.
That's why I said we got till February, bro. February 1st. That's when we start.
I'm at 6:15 right now. You know? We're creeping closer.
I got a dog and a cat that'll wake me up.
Oh yeah, those animals.
They'll be there.
No, I think my dog tries, but then I wake up and give it the death stare. And it's like, hey, G.
No, my dog's like, I gotta shit. The cat's like, I'm hungry. I'm just gonna do circles around your head right now.
And you know what's funny? Dogs kind of annoy me because they're so big and like demanding of attention. But cats, I think, are fucking hilarious. I think cats are fucking hilarious.
I love cats. I really do. I think everyone should have a cat.
They're so rude.
They are,
And
but like they know it. The shade is they don't throw shade. They'll throw a tree branch at you.
And that's why I hate cats. I can't.
Why? Because you can't control them.
You know, I'm an uncontrollable animal. Uncontrollable animals around me. It just doesn't work. You know, it's the hierarchy. It just
I should
doesn't
invite
work.
you over just so you, like my cat will just be like, yeah, you're cool. He'll just sit there and you're like, well, now I can't move.
Well, those cats I don't mind. It's the
he's
cats that either are just like, so I have a very traumatic history with animals. Let me preface that. Whereas we had a lot of pets growing up. When I say a lot, we had a lot of inbred dogs that so we had a lot of puppy litters, and then we would have cats, and then we'd have like three to five cats at a time. Because, like I said, I was a country bumpkin. Not really, but my parents got the cats to like keep the mice away in the house or whatever. Because winter the mice come in. Doesn't matter how clean you are, mice come into the house in the winter. So they got the cats for that, and then it just became this thing where cats were peeing on my stuff.
Oh, that's rough.
And ever since then, it's just kind of like me and cats don't really get along. And I had this. There was a time where I valued monetary things more than what I do now, and I had like this $200 leather jacket, and this cat peed on it, like just marked it, and that was kind of like
It's his now.
It's his now, right?
He thought it was. Now he's a jacket. No, I'm joking. I didn't.
Yeah, I was like, hey, yo. Pull the mat out right now.
No, I don't believe in animal harm, but it was definitely a stressful situation.
I'm sure it was. That sounds stressful.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I liked cats until I was training in Mexico for a while. And so where I live, there's like a gate, and there was a dude, he'd like open the gate. He was pretty much like our handyman.
Okay.
But he loved cats, and he had this cat that was his, and then like a neighborhood cat that came by, and then they had a litter. That litter grew up for about a month, 2 months, and then this pack of dogs just like ended up on the and started like picking them off one by one, and he was like desperately trying to like
save the cats.
And like
that. I hate that so much.
Yeah, me and like I didn't give a fuck about cats. But one day I was just out on the porch and I was like doing my thing, and then I just hear a commotion, and I see this cat like jump and try and make it over the gate, and the dogs like grab it. Yeah. And then I found as many people as I could, like, yo, do you want a cat? Do you want a cat? Do you want a cat? And
you're rehoming them.
I saved like 4.
Yeah.
After that, but like just seeing that, I was like, oh. I was fucked up.
Yeah. That's rough. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I didn't like it either. And then like to this day, my grandma has one of those cats.
Yeah.
She hates me.
She hates you.
Yeah, because he was like, you have to catch it if you want to like take it. And it wouldn't let me catch it, so I tricked it. And now it's like, you bastard.
And that's the thing. Like, cats have really long memories. They hold grudges. I think that's why I don't like cats. Cats hold grudges. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter how sweet you are to it. You could be sweet to it for 30 days. You do one thing for the next year. It doesn't matter how sweet you are to the next year. It's still going to hate you.
It's got beef with you. You didn't even know you had beef.
It has. Never mind. I can't say that on air.
That shit. So to this day, I'll go visit my grandma and my mom, and that cat will not be seen all weekend. Like, it'll see me and it'll be like,
if you need to find me, don't.
I'm under the bed. You know where I'll be. Don't bother me.
Come see me.
Yeah. Are you currently practicing any Muay Thai right now? Or are you just on the sidelines?
I'm sitting on the sidelines for now. I want to get back to it. I haven't found a place yet that I can truly practice. And it was my bread and butter. It's something that I've been doing for a long time before I started Jiu Jitsu. And now, not having it, I do feel there's like an empty space in my heart currently. It's just my schedule just never didn't allow for it when I started my last job. Okay. Yeah, I had a more rigid schedule where I traveled a lot for the 2 years that I was doing that job. So it was just really hard to make. Copy. Mm-hmm.
Well, when you do, let us know. 'Cause
Yeah.
Well, I went to the classes last week, and I have a newfound respect. Like, I respected it before, but I had a newfound respect for it now. Because it was my first day, and he's like, all right, we're going to do the 20 kicks. And I was like I should know. And it's like 10 like repetitive fast kicks, and everyone was like 10. And they switched sides and started their other ones, and I'm like 7.
Oh my God. Once you learn the switch kick and the footwork, it's it's going to be a lot easier for you.
I think that's what I'm struggling with is the footwork.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like cuz I have like footwork, like like it's not like real footwork. You get to a certain position as a lineman, and then you pump your feet from there.
Yeah,
sure.
But like continuous footwork, it's not that.
Yeah, it's not you. It's not so much dancing where you go footwork here, get here, then move out of here, then get here, and then move out of here.
It can be. It can very much be like dancing, especially when you're sparring with somebody in Muay Thai, learning the footwork and then being able to create the angles with the footwork. Yeah. That's key.
To be specific, I was talking about the football footwork and the difference and how it doesn't translate to what you were saying.
Yeah, no. I wanted to apply that to Muay Thai.
So I see how Muay Thai is dancing. The coach pretty much was like, your right hand has potential, a lot of power, and then he's like, your left hand is no good. It's no good.
Well, shoot.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Go ahead.
He was pretty much like, you're a guppy in this pond, brother. Like, I don't know.
Damn. Calling you a guppy in this pond.
Hey, well, in the grand scheme of it, like skill wise, I'm a guppy in the pond right now.
Okay, Flounder.
That's your
I'm gonna call you
mantra.
Flounder. I'm joking. I won't.
My homie called me Nemo after I told him. He was like, you only got one fin.
Nemo or Dory? I'm the Dory. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Maybe both, because in Jiu Jitsu, they'll show me the move. I'll be like, wait, what?
I know, ADHD brain takes over.
Exactly.
I know I was making direct eye contact with you when you were talking, but I don't remember that shit at all.
It's like in one ear, out the other.
I do that all the time. And sometimes, like, I won't even be thinking about jujitsu. I'll be thinking about, like, what I'm going to make for dinner to when I get home. I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to go back and pay attention to that move. What'd you say again?
That's why it's important to have good training partners and drilling partners, because somebody knows. I'm like, one of you knows. But if you don't know, both of you, I'm like, well, where do we go from here?
Exactly.
That's when I'm like, hold on. And then I watch the closest group to me.
Yes. Who hasn't been there?
Man, you know what? I shouldn't even address this, but I'm going to. Just because it's more fun this way. So the last episode I did with you guys, I think that we ended up naming like Jiu-Jitsu Queen, women are better at Jiu-Jitsu than men, right? So one of the comments was like, they really aren't though. I'm like, what ground or basis are you willing to stand on with this? You just go post that in Ghost? Okay.
That's keyboard warriors for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll say.
This is why I said it. I knew you were going to say, yep.
At the end of the day, that person probably has never put on a belt, or they have no idea what they're talking about. Just because if you listen to the whole podcast, I said technique-wise, we don't hold a candle to them.
Yeah.
Fuck no, we don't. Just because, like, even Gordon Ryan, he's like really technical with his leg locks. But at the end of the day, he still pumps himself with steroids.
So he's just using steroid Neanderthal juice, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because like women are always progressing their technique. Men progress their technique, and then they're like, okay, I understand it. Give me the weights or give me the needle. Yeah, and that's where I'm like, yeah, they're better than us technique wise.
I was gonna say something very, very whatever, but I'm just trying to spread love and help the people, Right.
Just not the keyboard warriors. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. You say what you want.
They do make the internet funny though. I'm not even gonna lie.
They do.
I know. I spend a lot of time on Reddit actually. Yeah. I'm in the comments all the time.
So Reddit, I've pretty much became an enemy to Giants fans recently.
Why?
So there's this, you might know that Sterling Shepard has been on the Giants since like 2012 and has done nothing. He's done nothing but be hurt and get married and then be hurt again and then get divorced and then be hurt again. That is what he's done. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, I'm so sad to see him go. And I was like, get him out of here.
He ain't done nothing good for us since ever.
That's what I feel about Jerry Jones and the Cowboys.
Oh boy.
No comment.
Yeah.
That's another can of worms.
I'm gonna get us canceled right there. Look, I love the Cowboys, I really do, but I feel that there's been decisions that were made at the head position, especially when it comes to quarterback, that could have changed not even quarterback, but even just the way the plays are run. As a casual watcher, there's no reason why I should know that you're gonna pass 90% of the time.
I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm going to quote Cat Williams. You have an unnatural allegiance to losers, and that's unlike you, G.
Broncos enters the chat.
Cowboys, bro.
Bro, did you watch that interview, the Cat Williams interview?
I watched like an hour of it, and then I got tired.
You got tired?
I was high, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. He was. But no, he was like going in, and I like Shannon Sharp just because, the multiple sports interviews that he's had in the past. He's put on some good interviews, but like changing the tune a little bit, changing the style a little bit. It's really clear that he was just reading cue cards and not like, fact checking different dates. And it kind of lost me there, but I need to go back and like watch the entire thing. All I know is that he was like, dropping truth bomb after truth bomb.
Someone else mentioned that was just a comedy special for Cat Williams. Like
I could see
it. It wasn't really, but he showed up to do an interview and the interviewer didn't talk for 80% of it.
I mean, I don't know if Shannon was asking the right questions to begin with. And, it's clear that, this is a different kind of interview style for him and a different kind of audience. But sorry, Shay, stick to sports.
Okay. No, I kind of look. So I haven't watched a lot of the interviews with Shannon Sharpe, but I have seen like clips, and from what I've seen, I've kind of enjoyed it. I think I saw some clips from Steve Harvey when he did. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I do see what you're saying as far as it was a Cat Williams comedy special. Yeah. It broke the internet because it's hilarious.
It was like almost 3 hours. I'm like, I cannot stay
of him just dissing everyone.
I know.
But I wonder how much it is actually truth. As being someone who has been in relationships with toxic people and having things be handled in toxic scenarios, I typically just sit back, shut my mouth up. I'm like, hey, let's all be chill. But then I'm also not a bitch. So if you poke me enough, I'm going to step out the box and I'm going to challenge you, Right.
I think you have to take it with a grain of salt, just because a lot of the people that he's saying are meeting up and like congregating, he's not included. So he can't really say for sure what they're talking about or what's going on.
Yeah.
But are these people connected? That's all like proof that we can put in your face.
Yeah.
But you just have to take it all with a grain of salt. It was just kind of good for me to hear, like, Cat Williams' favorite comedian ever. Yeah. Like, it was good to kind of hear him talking his shit again. And then, since we're on the topic of internet, like, have you seen the whole like Mikey Musumeci thing like going on?
I encountered it on my feed, but I kept scrolling because I'm like, I don't care that much.
So I didn't know about it. DJ put me onto it. Go ahead.
So pretty much there's like this model turned streamer dude named Sneeko or something like that, and he's like pretty much dissing Mikey Musumeci, saying some pretty messed up stuff, making fun of his voice, just making fun of him for no reason.
Man, leave Mikey out of this.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. Like, I don't think he really wants that smoke, bro. Like, no. And like they're talking about making it like, instead of a celebrity boxing, a celebrity MMA match.
You don't know.
I think that's a fucking mistake, dude.
And how much time does Mikey have? I know Mikey is a bit on that spectrum, I think, where the good kind of the spectrum where you get highly intelligent, like the type that would make me shoot myself up with vaccines because I'm trying to get that level. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is like Mikey signed to one. Mikey's doing grappling competitions every 2-3 weeks, if not 2-3 months.
Right, that's his life.
This dude's been sitting behind a computer being a fucking Twitter warrior.
Like I said, keyboard warriors, keep him coming.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's super smart. You don't want to fight someone who's that smart and that analytical. You just don't. Because you give them enough time, they're going to figure it out. And they're going to put you out.
Well, not only that, like when you're a model and you're like, I box 1 to 2 times a week sometimes. Stop, dude.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, I could hit pads too.
And that's what I was saying. Like, you're hitting pads, and then on top of that, it's like there's levels to everything, and like MMA is not the thing you want.
No, pick a different lane. This is not the one you want to go. I wish a celeb would challenge me to an MMA match.
I'd be. What's really funny? Bear Degrees on the Jackson podcast was talking about he wanted to take on a fight. I was like, man, I'd be down. We could. I don't mean like no shade, but like
Zuck's a blue belt now.
I go against Zuck.
So would I, but that's not a flex.
The problem is
that's not the flex I want it to be.
You're right.
So with people that are that rich, like, do you remember when Justin Bieber was supposed to be a great basketball player, but he had a bunch of people like that were just letting him do his thing?
Yeah,
sure.
Is it the same case with Zuck?
It might be, but I feel like Zuck is smart. I think Zuck has actually put the time in. I think he's dedicated enough to figure it out. Yeah. You know who I'd be excited to take on? Tom Hardy. That's what I want to say. That's why. Like, to me, fucking good. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I want a challenge. I don't.
Anthony Bourdain, if you know, R.I.P. Yeah. But he was a pretty good competitor.
Yeah.
Man. I would have loved to. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. And then I hear like Wiz Khalifa's gotten pretty fucking like competent in Muay Thai and Jiu Jitsu.
Let's see, Ashton Kutcher, I believe, is a brown belt.
I do know about that.
Yeah.
one.
Do you believe that's a legit brown belt? Or do you believe it's a celebrity brown belt?
I think it's legit. I mean, you know, you don't get to that level without putting the time in. You really don't. There's
2 people I know are legit brown belts, and one is the dude who plays the Hulk in Marvel right now.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. He was a college wrestler.
Really?
Too.
Oh, I didn't. Oh,
interesting.
That's probably why he did Foxcatcher. Okay, copy.
Yeah. And then I believe Ashton Kutcher is another one that's like people are like, no, that's for real. That's for real.
That guy in the guy who plays Jay in Modern Family, he's a black belt.
Oh yeah. The old dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear.
Al Bundy. Al Bundy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that's his real name.
Yeah, it's Ed O'Neill. It's Ed
O'Neill. Yes. Yeah, I heard that he's a black belt himself. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So Senior, my pops, he loved Married with Children. So for me, every time I see him, all I think is Al Bundy because that's all my father would watch.
I've been watching a lot of Modern Family lately because it's on Peacock, and I'm like, oh, it's a show that I've seen many times. So I just have it in the background.
Yeah.
I got into Modern Family super late and binged it. Phil Dunphy is the fucking TV goat, bro.
I'm a Gloria stan.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Gloria stan. Like, I've been told I'm like angry Gloria in my personality. And I'm like, damn, okay. And then like there's one time I said something to my partner and he's just like, God, it's like the angry Gloria coming up. I'm like, damn, I'm half Latino, but like.
You know, it's funny. Whenever I think of angry Gloria, I think of that episode where her son doesn't want to go to his party and she like shoots the balloon. He's like, you could have shot me. And she's like, I could unbutton your shirt if I wanted.
No, Phil is definitely TV goat. He's great.
Phil just always has those like dad jokes that just leave you like, what the fuck?
Okay, you guys have convinced me. And that's going to be my new background binge watch.
Yeah, it's a great one.
If you've never seen it before, it's not going to be a background nothing,
so,
bro.
Right.
I've seen it. So where I'm at ever since 2020, I just can't watch media. I don't know why. Something happened in the zeitgeist of the universe where I cannot stay focused long. I don't care enough to sit down and focus.
Right.
So something like that's long running, no real, you don't have to invest in is something I'm looking for when I take in media right now. So it's perfect.
No, I'm the same way. I think that 70s show is on reruns on Peacock. So
Go.
So I've got that. I got Modern Family, and then just The Office. I don't love The Office. It's just there, one of the shows.
I took that.
I'll watch it. It's like I don't feel either way about it. Like, it's all right.
I can't. I do. Fuck, you said something. I forgot what you were saying. I'm gonna go to Office first. First off, I kind of refuse to like The Office. Get the fuck out of here. It's okay. It's okay. It's just not. It's a little cheeseball. A little cheese ball.
That's the point.
And go.
So I've worked in enough offices to see a little of somebody that I've worked with in every character.
Yeah, okay.
Like the whole Jim and Pam situation. I know people who have met at work like that. Like the boss that you're like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. I hate you. Michael. I've worked with so many Michaels.
Yeah.
So it's funny to me, like I can put myself in Stanley specifically. I could put myself in his shoes.
Okay, that's okay. I get it when you look at it from that perspective. You're putting yourself in their shoes. It's like, oh, this is my office. It's like, oh, that's George or that's Bob or that's Federico or whatever. I'm making up names at this point.
Yeah, like how Stanley just always like. He never says anything. He just always looks up and gives the hardest judgmental stare to everybody in the office. And he's just like, I'm just trying to do my crossword puzzle.
You know who that sounds like, right?
My man. Crossword puzzle?
No,
okay, all right. I like crossword puzzles. My favorite game is Scrabble. So, you trying to play Scrabble? Let's go.
So, when I got in trouble, because, I got bigger than my mom by, 6th grade.
Yeah.
So she didn't think whooping me was sufficient. She made me copy the dictionary, like verbatim.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's better than my mom. She was like, yo, so we ain't using belts no more. We using coaxial cables. You know, the cables that you connect, you just hear through the air. Yeah, that's what I...
Yeah, we don't have childhood trauma at all.
Yeah, none whatsoever. I wasn't beaten with an inch of my life and had to figure out... No.
Yo, this shit got dark.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it's more like an inside joke. My mom would always be like, I will beat you with an inch of your life. And so it's just like, it's never happened, but anytime I've getting whooped in my head, I'm just like, she beat me with an inch of my life.
It's not an exaggeration no more.
Yeah. Oh, that 70s show. I just realized 2023 that they were sitting in a garage or a basement smoking weed.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
What?
when you look back at after having that perspective, it makes things so much more funny.
It really, like, going back and watching it now, I find it way more funnier with that, through that lens. I was like, oh, this show makes so much more sense now. I get it.
I had another like guilty pleasure show, and it was How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
That was
Yeah,
another
I
one
love
I
that.
watched. I was so disappointed in the last season, though.
Everyone was.
Last season of anything is like...
Game of Thrones.
Yo, hey, you beat me to it. Game of Thrones producers, if I ever see you, it's on site, bro.
Y'all better learn some jiu-jitsu.
It's nah, whether you learn it or not, it's on site.
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Miss Sande didn't have to die. I'm
No,
leaving it.
she did not.
No.
Justice for Miss Sunday.
That was my wife, and y'all killed her. Sorry, babe.
That's
Lauren, you know what it is. I've said this. Miss Sande was my wife.
that's cute.
I think Masande was everyone's wife. I think she was
Watch
my
her
girl's
mouth.
wife, too.
I mean, yeah, for real. No, I've been a Game of Thrones fan from the very beginning. Like, started reading the books in my senior year in high school because I'm like, oh, yeah, I needed a new book to read. So it's one of those series that I kind of revisit, especially for audiobooks. If I'm in an audiobook mood, I'll gravitate towards Game of Thrones each time.
Perfect. You had a question? I had a question. I wanted to know what Game of Thrones character you would consider your jiu-jitsu based off of. Like, if Game of Thrones was a jiu-jitsu, like if you're in a gym, who would you be?
Okay, I like this question.
Give me a minute. I'm trying to narrow
Okay,
it down.
great. What were you going to say?
Oh, about Game of Thrones? I was going to ask her what she thought of House of Dragons.
Okay.
Haven't seen House of Dragons yet.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
going to wait on that one.
You should.
The
But
new season comes out this summer, so wait
That's
till
right.
after that.
But I'm gonna say you should in a good way, as far as like you have something to watch.
Yeah,
and go to.
yeah.
Not like you should, like it was garbage. It was.
Oh, no. I mean, I've heard great things about it, and I'm totally open-minded to it, but I want to give it some time. Just let the hype happen, and, you're going to see spoilers no matter what on the internet. So, I'm not even mad that I know some of the fate of the characters.
Copy.
So, but now that I think about it, I think my jiu-jitsu style, Arya Stark, just starting out learning and then realizing, like, I'm very analytical too. You know, it comes from my own technical background. Study the game a little bit and then try to apply it as best as I can.
Okay. You know I got to go to you now.
I'd have to say the Hound.
Okay.
That's my guy. I appreciate him. He's not unbeatable, and he's also very much his own. He's a rogue. You're not going to tell him what to do, how to live, how to roll.
Yeah.
The Hound.
Power combo, the Hound and Arya.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tell Brianna Tar to beat the Hound's ass.
So as you guys are saying this, all I'm picturing is A-side right now. I'm just like, okay, the Hound, Arya, we got Brianna Tars, like shit. I mean that all in the best possible way. I'm torn. Martell, the Sand Snake.
Okay.
I want to say Jon Snow, but I feel like that's just too easy of to be like, oh, Jon Snow, because I identify with him, feeling like an outcast my whole life, feeling like the bastard in every situation that I'm in. I identify with that. Go ahead.
So I didn't read the books.
Okay.
So everything I watched was like on the show.
Okay.
And then read the books after.
Copy.
But I feel that.
I know.
Martell was lit.
Yeah. I never read the books either, and that's what I was saying. It's just like, I think that's also how I approach my jujitsu, right? I don't want anyone really to know what I know. I want it to be a surprise. It's like, oh shoot, you know Darcis? Oh shoot, you know how to rear naked. You're never on anyone's back. How do you? And that's kind of what I feel like he was. He was very much like, you don't know what he's here, he's there. Mm-hmm. And honestly, his ego is what got him. He should have just killed the dude. Like, he should have just off with the head. It would have been, you know. But
I always like those questions, or it's like, who are you? Like, where do you, where do you put yourself? Because it's also like a good like window into how someone like someone's psyche. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I appreciate Arya too. She's always learning.
Yes.
She's always learning, and I think that's a philosophy that I do apply in my game or like my professional career too. Mm-hmm. So like I want to keep expanding that knowledge.
Not only that, the coolest thing about Arya is she, like, in my opinion, overcomes the most adversity.
Yes, yes, I agree. That and her taste for revenge speaks to a dark part of my soul, and the way it was carried out, it just.
Which time?
You say the three names of
every
people.
last time. Go ahead.
No, she says the name of the three people that she's like, I personally want to kill them.
Yes.
Yep. Every night before she goes to bed, says their names.
And she was consistent with it. Mm-hmm. She was disciplined, and she did it. You know, and that was what was so beautiful about it. Mm-hmm. And even with the Hound, the way that all played out, even that was like, it's poetic. Like I'm in. Mm-hmm. Like.
She stopped viewing him as the Hound and viewed him as Sandor Clegane, and that was his only saving grace.
Yes,
because he was on that list, and I surely thought she was going to kill him.
Yeah, and I thought that was a beautiful way to even show a character who was willing to go that far in revenge, but also go, hey, I still see you as a person, and I'm not going to judge you for who you were then because I see you've changed, and I see you for who you really are.
Mm-hmm. And she has that power to really see people for who they are too. So that's something that I can really appreciate.
That's why I love art. Yep. Mm-hmm. On that note, man, we're at that hour mark. So
jeez,
let's get it.
I knew I liked you.
Yeah, I know. We were supposed to talk more about Muay Thai. It just kind of we got carried away with just everyday life stuff.
Like I said, cool. Invite me back. I will provide the goodies. I'm more than happy to.
Yo, she brought some bagels that we didn't even tell nobody about. Yo.
Hey, look, actually, I got 15 minutes. Free reign for me. Yeah.
Let's do it. You got us? You gonna sign us off?
You know, thank you for tuning in again. Like, share, subscribe. Am I missing anything?
Nah. Lizzay, do you have anything you want to promote on our way out? We good?
My Instagram handle is @maybe_Lizzay if you want to follow me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, you guys take care.